a Cathco dealer, 34 years in Durham region, serving the great folks. The owner is kind of transitioning into retirement. So his son-in-law, Ryan, and I were kind of looking to take the company into the next couple of decades. Now, with Taunton Pools, we're exactly what you described when you started. We're building 40, 50 pools a year. We're doing the cookie cutter. We're, making sure the bullnose coping is straight and plumb, and and that's what we're doing. We don't. Maybe we do. Maybe there is a market for some of the stuff that you do. And we're not going to try to be you, but what I think we're going to do is we're going to try and build a game plan for the next 2 or 3 years to start maybe adding a few components here and there to differentiate ourselves, maybe give ourselves that creative outlet. Let's keep the guys that are doing the cookie cutter, supporting the business while we learn to grow. That's kind of what we're thinking.
Well, that was certainly, you heard my story, and I was right there where you're talking about. Because I had this company, took it over, 40, 50 pools a year, same thing. The previous owner's idea was bare basic pools and volume, but straight coping, all the, you described exactly how I felt about it. And I didn't go overnight and change. It was certainly, and I tried to express it, it was a process. But each little move we made worked. I had no idea in our market, zero, that it was possible. So you're in the exact same position as you just have to know who the customer is. And work really hard at determining what differentiates a customer that wants the cookie cutter and who wants something they talk just a little bit differently. And then someone who wants something even different talks a little bit differently. And if you pay attention to that, that's when you start going, oh, well, here's my opportunity to sell this next thing that I want to try. And then they'll say yes. It's crazy. If you start understanding the customer, then the next one will say yes to more, and then you have the confidence, and you have the social proof. Well, look, we can do this, and the next thing you know, so it's not next year you become a whole different company and, fire half your crew and whatever. It's keep doing what you're doing because that's the bread and butter, and then slowly work into something else if you want to.
Figure out what works for us.
It's just a little bit yummier to live there. It doesn't mean that cookie cutter pools aren't a good thing, because all pools are a good thing. But on a personal level, for me, I feel way more accomplished. And there's kind of a secret behind it too. You get beyond the cookie cutter, you don't have to have straight coping. You don't have to measure anything, because it becomes art. It really does.
That's really cool.
She makes a joke about it, that to a customer she says, you pull out a tape measure one time. Well, we do measure the liner, but when we're laying the pool out to make sure that we have dimensions with respect to the house, and unless if there's property lines that are far away, we don't even pull out a tape measure. We just figure, okay, here it is, and we start building it. But if we have property lines and setbacks we have to worry about, we measure that, and that's kind of what we do there. There's no straight lines after that. Sure, if there's a straight edge on a pool, you want to watch for that, but people will forgive the little things when there's more. If you only have the straight lines to look at,
your end product is incredible, right? Even landscaping, when you were talking about, because we do that, right? We build the pool and we have a landscaper do the pretty stuff around the outside. But yours, you don't even need because your pool is the focal piece, right? You don't need to have some fancy sitting area. You got this cave and this cool, lights and all these, things wrapped around, and it just looks amazing.
Well, I think, and a big part of that for me was keeping the customer visually interested at all times. So we're really thinking, and hopefully I expressed that I love what I do. Hopefully that came out.
It comes out in everything you did, even the way you talked about it, just the way you presented the pools, and you could see with what you were building that you loved it.
Well, I love it so much that my head is now in the customer's head. Not what they want, because I don't know what they want. But how can I provide them an immersion?
What an adventure.
They're spending money to
what an adventure that must be.
I think the biggest thing was just seeing his passion. Everything you did, it came out that you really truly loved what you did, and it was just really impressive how you created these end results. And it's really inspiring to us. We were just watching it, and just because we're starting kind of where you started, right? It was just neat that we talk to the same people you use then like we do, you use Cathco like we do, we've been those dealers forever, and we're just really. It was really neat to see where it could potentially go as from where it is now, which was really cool.
This is I saw you up there. I related to when was raising my son, and I would teach him a new skill, and he would get excited and be so proud of what he could do. Your pride shines through with no ego. Your pride that's exactly what it was. Your pride shines through with no ego. Man, do you know how inspiring that is? That's fantastic. Incredible.
It's really cool.